Welcome to Listen and Learn English. This video is not a normal English lesson. It is not just grammar, tips, or quick tricks. It is for the person learning English alone, maybe without a teacher, without a class, without anyone to speak with. You practice in silence. You try to speak, but your mind goes blank. The words disappear. You feel small. You start thinking, why am I still not fluent? Why is it so hard? Is something wrong with me? I want you to listen carefully. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not slow. You are not bad at English. You are not too old or too late. The problem is not your intelligence. The problem is not your accent. The problem is not your background. You are not broken. Your system is broken. No one showed you how to practice speaking alone. No one explained how daily habits build real fluency. No one taught you a system that works step by step. So you tried random apps, random videos, random methods. You worked hard, but without direction. And when nothing changed, you blamed yourself. But today, we stop that cycle. I will not give you boring grammar lessons. I will not give fake motivation that disappears tomorrow. I will not promise instant fluency. Instead, I will show you a real system. Simple, practical, and powerful. A system you can use alone. No teacher, no speaking partner, no expensive course. If you stay with me until the end, this video will change how you think about English. You will understand that fluency is not magic. It is method. It is daily action. It is belief in yourself. And most importantly, it is possible for you. Take a deep breath. You are here because you want to improve. That is enough. Let's begin. Identity before strategy. Fluency starts with belief, not grammar. Many learners ask the same questions. How many hours should I study? Should I study in the morning or at night? How much grammar do I need? These questions feel logical, but they miss the deeper truth. A perfect schedule without belief will not create fluency. A plan without confidence will not make you speak. You can study for hours, but if you still think you are bad at English, your mouth will stay silent. Doubt blocks speech. Fear blocks fluency. When you believe you cannot speak well, your brain protects you by avoiding risk. It keeps you in comfort. It keeps you silent. That is why identity matters. Instead of saying, I am learning English, say, I am becoming an English speaker. This small shift changes everything. Learning is temporary. Becoming is identity. A learner tries. A speaker acts. A learner hopes. A speaker practices. You are not just collecting knowledge. You are shaping who you are. Every time you speak, even imperfectly, you reinforce the identity of a speaker. Every time you avoid speaking, you reinforce the identity of silence. This is why I teach the rule of no 0 English days. It does not mean you must speak perfectly. It does not mean long hours every day. It means one small action, a sentence, a short practice, a single attempt. Even if you say only 3 sentences to yourself, it counts. Even if you repeat one line from a video, it counts. Skill is different from a subject. A subject is learned and finished. A skill is practiced and grown. English is not a subject like history or mathematics. It is a skill like swimming or driving. You do not become a swimmer by reading about water. You become a swimmer by entering the water. You do not become a driver by studying road theory alone. You become a driver by driving. English works the same way. You must use it. You must speak it. You must practice it daily, not because you are perfect, but because you are becoming better. Identity before strategy means this. Believe you are becoming an English speaker and then build the habits to support that belief. Do not wait for perfection. Do not wait for motivation. Start small. Start today. Speak one sentence. Write one line. Repeat one idea. That is enough. Over time, these small actions grow into fluency. The mind follows action. The identity follows practice. You are not trying to become someone new in a single day. You are building yourself step by step. You are becoming the speaker you want to be. Self-speaking system. Independence. Stop waiting for partners. Many learners believe they need someone to speak with before they can practice English. They think fluency depends on conversations with other people. But waiting for the perfect speaking partner is just procrastination disguised as preparation. If you wait for someone else, you will stay silent. If you wait for ideal situations, you will delay growth. The truth is simple. You are your first speaking partner. You do not need permission to speak. You do not need an audience. You do not need perfect conditions. Your voice is enough. Self-speaking is powerful because it removes judgment. When you speak to yourself, no one corrects you. No one laughs. No one interrupts. This freedom allows you to practice without fear. Fear is not about English. It is about judgment. You worry what others will think. You worry about mistakes. You worry about sounding wrong. But when you talk to yourself, judgment disappears. There is only practice. There is only growth. Self-talk builds confidence. The more you speak, the more comfortable you become. At first, it may feel strange. You might whisper. You might use simple sentences. That is fine. Even whispering counts. Even broken speech counts. Fluency does not require perfection. It requires repetition. It requires courage to try. Self-talk also builds muscle memory. Your mouth learns the shapes of English sounds. Your tongue becomes stronger and faster. Over time, speaking feels natural. Words come more easily. You stop translating in your head. You begin thinking in English. This is automatic thinking, one of the greatest signs of fluency. When English becomes automatic, you do not search for words. You simply speak. Speed also improves through self-practice. Conversations become smoother. Responses come faster. You gain confidence in real situations because you have already practiced. The benefits are clear: confidence, muscle memory, automatic thinking, and speed. All of these come from self-speaking. To make this practical, use a structured method. I call it the 4W method. It is simple and powerful. First, talk about what you are doing. Describe your actions in English. For example, I am writing a message. I am drinking water. I am studying English. This connects language with daily life. Second, talk about what you are thinking. Express your thoughts. I feel tired today. I want to improve. I am learning step by step. This builds emotional expression in English. Third, talk about what you see. Describe your surroundings. I see a table. I see a window. The weather is sunny. This strengthens observation vocabulary. Fourth, talk about what you will do next. I will finish my work. I will study for 10 minutes. I will practice speaking. This trains future planning in English. You can also add a mirror talk ritual. Stand in front of a mirror and speak to yourself. Look into your eyes and say simple sentences. How are you today? I will practice English. I believe in myself. Mirror talk may feel unusual at first, but it builds emotional connection with your voice. You see yourself speaking. You hear yourself speaking. You begin to trust your ability. Remember, even whispering counts. Even broken sentences count. Fluency grows from action, not perfection. Do not wait to be perfect before you speak. Speak now. Do not wait for confidence before you practice. Practice to build confidence. Self-speaking is independence. It means you do not rely on others. You take responsibility for your growth. You become your own speaking partner. This is empowering because it places control in your hands. You can practice anytime. You can practice anywhere. No excuses, no waiting. Start today. Say one sentence. Describe one action. Use the 4W method. Look in the mirror and speak. It may feel small, but small actions create big results. Over time, you will notice change. Your voice will become stronger. Your sentences will become smoother. Your confidence will grow. Self-speaking proves that you are capable. You do not need permission. You do not need perfect conditions. You only need willingness. Willingness to try. Willingness to improve. That is enough. Repetition over novelty. Fluency is repetition, not new information. Many learners believe progress comes from learning something new every day. A new word, a new grammar rule, a new technique. They feel excited by novelty. But the painful truth is this: chasing new things without repetition does not create fluency. It creates temporary knowledge that disappears. Think of a musician. A pianist does not learn 100 songs in 1 week. He plays the same song again and again until it becomes natural. His fingers remember the movement. The music flows without effort. Think of an athlete. A boxer does not practice 50 different punches every day. He practices the same punch until it becomes powerful and automatic. Repetition builds strength. It builds skill. It builds confidence. English works the same way. Learning one word once is not enough. If you learn a word today and never use it again, your brain forgets it. New information without repetition fades away. Automatic recall and muscle memory are the science behind fluency. Automatic recall means your brain can access words instantly. You hear a question and the answer comes without long thinking. You want to speak and the sentence appears naturally. Muscle memory means your mouth becomes comfortable with English sounds. Your tongue learns the movements. Your speech becomes smoother. This is not magic. It is repetition. Here is a warning many learners ignore. New words without repetition disappear. You might learn 10 words today, but if you never review them, they will vanish from memory. Learning is not collecting information. Learning is retaining information. Retention requires repetition. To make repetition practical, use a simple system. Choose one sentence, not 10 sentences, not a paragraph, one sentence. For example, I am learning English step by step. Repeat this sentence 50 times. Say it slowly, then faster. Say it with different emotions. Happy. I am learning English step by step. Confident. I am learning English step by step. Determined. I am learning English step by step. This repetition trains your mouth and mind. It builds automatic recall. It strengthens muscle memory. After repeating 50 times, use the sentence in real life. Write it in a message. Say it to yourself. Include it in your self-talk. The goal is usage. Repetition plus usage creates fluency. Also, review and rotate. After practicing one sentence for a few days, keep it in memory and add a new one. But do not abandon the old sentence. Review it occasionally. Rotation prevents forgetting. It ensures long-term growth. Many learners feel bored by repetition. They think repeating the same sentence is dull. This is a psychological challenge, not a language problem. Boredom happens because the mind seeks novelty. It wants something new. But discipline is the ability to repeat even when it feels boring. Repetition is not punishment. It is training. Just as athletes repeat exercises and musicians repeat scales, English learners repeat sentences. Discipline turns repetition into strength. Over time, repetition becomes satisfying. You notice improvement. You speak more easily. You remember words faster. These results motivate you. Repetition is not the enemy of progress. It is the foundation of progress. Instead of chasing novelty, focus on depth. Depth means mastering a small number of sentences and using them well. Depth means understanding words through repeated exposure. Depth means building automatic fluency. Here is the practical rule. Repeat before you replace. Do not move to new material until you have repeated and understood the current material. If you learn one sentence, repeat it many times. Use it in conversation or self-talk. When it feels natural, then you can add another sentence. This system prevents overload. It builds strong knowledge instead of weak knowledge. Remember, repetition is discipline training. When you repeat, you strengthen your focus. You teach your mind to commit. You build habits of consistency. These habits create fluency and personal growth. Repetition over novelty is a powerful principle. It changes how you learn. It changes how you think. It transforms English from a collection of random lessons into a skill. Skills grow through practice. Practice grows through repetition. So embrace repetition. Do not fear it. Do not avoid it. Use it as your tool for mastery. Fluency comes from depth, not breadth. Depth comes from repeating, reviewing, and applying. That is the path to real progress. Listen, copy, speak method. Listening and reading are useful, but reading alone does not create speaking ability. Many learners spend hours reading English. They understand the words on the page. They memorize grammar rules. They feel productive. But when it is time to speak, they freeze. Their mouth becomes silent. Their thoughts do not translate into speech. This happens because speaking is a different skill. Reading trains comprehension. Speaking trains expression. They are connected, but they are not the same. A learner who only reads becomes good at understanding. A speaker becomes good at communicating. If you want to speak fluently, you must train spoken language, not only written language. This is where the listen, copy, speak method solves the problem. It is a 3-step system designed for real speaking improvement. First, focused listening. Choose audio or video material where native speakers talk naturally. It can be a short clip, a conversation, or a simple dialogue. Listen carefully. Do not rush. Your goal is not to understand every word. Your goal is to absorb the rhythm of English. Notice how sentences flow. Notice pauses and emphasis. English has music. Listening helps you feel that music. Second, exact copying, also called shadowing. Play the sentence again and repeat it immediately after the speaker. Copy the tone. Copy the speed. Copy the emotion. Do not change anything. If the speaker says, "I am happy to help," you say, "I am happy to help." Not slower, not faster, not different. Exact copying trains your mouth to move like a native speaker. It builds muscle memory. Your tongue learns the shapes of English sounds. Over time, pronunciation improves naturally. Third, independent reproduction. After copying, pause the audio and say the sentence on your own. Without listening, without reading. Just speak. "I am happy to help." This step proves that you can produce English without external support. It builds confidence and fluency. You are not repeating like a robot. You are speaking like a learner becoming a speaker. Tone, rhythm, and emotion are essential. English is not only about words, it is about how words sound. A sentence can change meaning depending on tone. I am fine can mean genuine comfort or hidden sadness depending on delivery. Listening and copying teach these subtleties. They make your speech natural and expressive. To maximize results, use a 3x daily structure. Practice in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Morning sessions prepare your mind. Afternoon sessions reinforce learning. Evening sessions review progress. Short but consistent practice is more powerful than long, infrequent sessions. 10 minutes 3 times a day is better than 1 hour once a week. Also add a recording and comparison layer. Record your voice while speaking. Then listen to the original audio. Compare. Notice differences. Is your pronunciation clear? Is your rhythm natural? Do you pause in the right places? This feedback loop accelerates improvement. You become aware of strengths and weaknesses. You adjust and grow. Many learners make common mistakes with this method. They try to copy long paragraphs. Start small. Use short sentences. They focus only on words and ignore tone. Remember, tone matters. They practice once and expect results. Fluency requires repetition. Daily practice creates progress. The listen, copy, speak method is not a quick fix. It is a system. Systems produce results over time. If you practice consistently for 30 days, you will notice change. Your pronunciation will improve. Your confidence will grow. Speaking will feel less difficult. This is the long-term promise. Not instant perfection, but meaningful progress. Reading remains valuable, but speaking requires action. Listening trains your ears. Copying trains your mouth. Speaking trains your expression. Together, these steps build fluency. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Start with short sessions. Use materials you enjoy. Repeat daily. Over time, the results will appear. Fluency is a journey. The listen, copy, speak method is a reliable path on that journey. It transforms passive understanding into active communication. That is the difference between knowing English and speaking English. And speaking is the goal. Speak ugly philosophy. Perfection kills fluency. Many learners believe they must speak perfectly before speaking at all. They wait for the right words. They wait until grammar feels correct. They wait until confidence arrives. This is a dangerous lie. Fluency does not begin with perfection. It begins with action. The idea that I will speak when I am ready keeps learners silent. It creates a habit of avoidance. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never speak. If you wait for perfect sentences, you will remain stuck. The psychological reason is simple: fear of judgment. You worry what others will think. You worry about mistakes. You worry about sounding wrong. This fear creates silence. Silence becomes comfortable. But comfort does not create growth. Fluency requires risk. It requires speaking even when you are unsure. Fluent speakers are not perfect. They make mistakes. They use simple words. They sometimes pause. But they speak. They communicate. They improve. The rule is this: speak broken. Speak ugly. Speak anyway. Ugly speaking means allowing imperfections. It means saying sentences that are not perfect. It means using basic vocabulary. It means breaking grammar occasionally. This is not failure, it is practice. Children learn language by speaking imperfectly. A child might say, "Me want water" instead of "I want water." The grammar is wrong, but communication happens. Over time, the child improves. Words become clearer. Sentences become stronger. Fluency grows. You must learn like a child. Permission is more powerful than perfection. Give yourself permission to speak. permission to make mistakes, permission to sound unnatural at first. This permission removes pressure. It allows learning to happen. When you remove perfection from the requirement, speaking becomes easier. You focus on communication instead of correctness. Daily practice supports this philosophy. Use a broken sentence challenge. Each day, speak one imperfect sentence out loud. For example, I go market today. The grammar is not perfect. It does not matter. You spoke, you practiced, you used your voice. Tomorrow, improve it slightly. I went to the market today. Small progress is real progress. Over time, these improvements accumulate. Fluency grows from repetition and courage. The emotional truth is important. The only thing worse than wrong English is silence. Wrong English can be improved. Mistakes can be corrected. Silence offers no opportunity for growth. If you do not speak, you cannot improve. If you speak, you learn. Speaking ugly is powerful because it prioritizes action. It rejects the idea that perfection is required. It embraces learning through experience. Every fluent speaker once spoke imperfectly. Every expert once made mistakes. They continued speaking. They continued learning. That is the path to fluency. Do not fear judgment. Most people care less about your mistakes than you imagine. Communication matters more than perfection. If someone understands you, the message is successful. Grammar can improve. Pronunciation can improve. Confidence grows with practice. Permission to speak ugly changes everything. You become free to use your voice. You stop waiting for perfect moments. You start practicing in real moments. This is how fluency develops. Not in silence, but in action. Not in perfection, but in effort. Speak broken sentences. Speak with simple words. Speak even if you feel uncertain. Speak because speaking is learning, and learning is progress. The speak ugly philosophy is liberating. It removes unrealistic expectations. It replaces perfection with participation. It teaches that communication is the goal. Fluency is the result of consistent action. Every time you speak, you grow. Every time you try, you improve. The journey is not about being flawless. It is about becoming better. The only failure is not trying. The only mistake is staying silent. So speak. Speak ugly. Speak anyway. That is how fluency begins. 10-minute morning fluency ritual. Your morning shapes your language and mindset. If you begin the day scrolling social media, reading messages, and absorbing noise, your attention belongs to others. Your thoughts become scattered. Your energy goes to consumption, not creation. But if you begin the day with a fluency ritual, you take control. You decide how your voice will be used. This is the difference between passive living and intentional growth. Phone scrolling is easy. It feels comfortable. You check notifications. You read updates. You waste minutes without realizing it. But comfort does not create fluency. It creates distraction. A fluency ritual is the opposite. It is intentional. It is focused. It trains your mind and mouth before the world demands your attention. The morning is powerful because the brain is fresh. Sleep has refreshed your memory. Your attention is stronger. You are not yet exhausted by daily responsibilities. This makes morning practice highly effective. Psychological research also shows that habits formed in the morning influence behavior for the rest of the day. If you start with discipline, you continue with discipline. If you start with distraction, distraction follows you. A 10-minute fluency ritual is simple but powerful. It does not require hours. It does not require perfection. It requires consistency. The structure is clear. Minutes 1 to 3. Self-talk. Speak about your day and thoughts in English. Describe what you will do. I will study English. I will work today. I feel ready. I am learning. This trains spontaneous expression. You are not reading scripts. You are using your voice. Minutes 4 to 6. Shadow. Listen to a short sentence from a native speaker and repeat it exactly. Copy the tone and rhythm. I am learning English. I am learning English. This improves pronunciation and muscle memory. Your mouth learns natural speech patterns. Minutes 7 to 8. Write. Use English to write a small note. Today I will practice speaking. I want to improve. I am making progress. Writing reinforces thinking in English. It connects ideas with language. Minutes 9 to 10. Affirm and speak one strong sentence. I am becoming fluent. I speak every day. I believe in my growth. Affirmations are not magic. They reinforce identity. You remind yourself of your purpose. You reinforce belief. An optional recording system enhances improvement. Use your phone to record the first minutes of self-talk. Listen to the recording later. Compare your pronunciation and confidence. Do you sound clear? Do you speak naturally? This feedback helps you improve. Over time, you will notice change. Your voice becomes stronger. Your sentences become smoother. Your confidence grows. Consider the long-term projection. After 30 days of daily practice, you will notice small improvements. Speaking becomes less difficult. Words come more easily. After 90 days, fluency increases. You think in English more often. Conversations feel less intimidating. After 180 days, transformation becomes visible. You speak with greater confidence. Your mindset shifts from learning to growth. These time frames are realistic. Fluency is not instant. It is gradual. Identity reinforcement is crucial. What you do first defines who you become. If you start the day with learning, you become a learner and speaker. If you start with distraction, you become passive. Small choices shape identity. The fluency ritual is not just practice, it is identity building. You are becoming someone who values growth, someone who uses their voice, someone who improves daily. Do not overcomplicate the ritual. 10 minutes is enough. Consistency matters more than duration. If you miss a day, return the next day. Progress does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Even short practice builds results. Control your first voice of the day. Speak before scrolling. Think before consuming. Use your morning for growth. This simple change creates powerful effects. Fluency develops over time. Discipline strengthens your mindset. You become more confident. The 10-minute morning fluency ritual is practical. It fits into daily life. It requires minimal time but delivers meaningful results. Start small. Be consistent. Trust the process. Over time, you will notice improvement. That is the value of daily action. Mouth training. Physical fluency. Fluency is physical as well as mental. Many learners think English speaking is only about knowledge. If you know grammar, you can speak. If you know words, you can communicate. This is partially true, but it ignores the physical nature of speech. You do not speak only with your brain. You speak with your mouth, tongue, lips, and breath. These are muscles. Like all muscles, they require training. The science of mouth muscles explains why fluency feels difficult at first. When you learn a new language, your mouth must adapt to new sounds. English sounds may not exist in your native language. Your tongue must learn new movements. Your lips must shape new sounds. This is physical adaptation. It is similar to learning a sport. A beginner athlete feels stiff and slow. Movements are awkward. Performance is weak. Over time, through training, the body adapts. Movements become smooth. Strength increases. Skill develops. Speaking English follows the same principle. Learners often freeze physically when speaking. Their mouth feels tight. Words do not flow. This happens because the mouth is not trained. Mental knowledge exists, but physical fluency is missing. The solution is mouth training. A simple workout routine strengthens speaking ability. First, stretching. Before speaking, stretch your mouth muscles. Open your mouth wide. Move your jaw side to side. Smile and relax. This prepares the muscles for speech. It reduces tension. Second, sound repetition. Practice difficult English sounds repeatedly. For example, the as in think and this. Many learners struggle with this sound. Repeat it slowly. Think, this. Repetition trains muscle memory. Over time, the sound becomes easier. Third, speed drills. Speak sentences at different speeds. Start slow. Then increase speed. Finally, speak at natural speed. I am learning English. I am learning English. I am learning English. This builds control and adaptability. Fourth, breath control. Speaking requires breath management. If you run out of breath, speech becomes weak. Practice speaking while breathing naturally. Do not hold your breath. Relax and speak. These exercises may feel small, but they are powerful. Mouth training is like athletic training. A runner improves by running. A swimmer improves by swimming. A speaker improves by speaking. Daily practice builds strength. Many learners focus only on mental knowledge. They study vocabulary. They read lessons. They ignore physical fluency. This creates imbalance. Knowledge exists, but expression is weak. Mouth training solves this problem. Consistency matters more than intensity. You do not need long sessions. 5 to 10 minutes daily is enough. Small, regular practice creates results. If you train once and stop, progress disappears. If you train daily, improvement grows. Compare this to sports training. An athlete who trains once a month does not improve. An athlete who trains daily becomes stronger. Fluency works the same way. Daily mouth training builds skill. Why daily consistency? Because muscles adapt gradually. Rapid transformation is rare. Small progress accumulates. After weeks of training, speech becomes smoother. After months, confidence increases. This is realistic and achievable. Do not expect instant perfection. Mouth training is a process. At first, exercises may feel strange. Sounds may be difficult. That is normal. With repetition, difficulty decreases. Fluency increases. The core truth is this: fluency is physical. Mental knowledge is important, but physical ability completes communication. You must train both, brain and mouth, understanding and speaking. Make mouth training a habit. Add it to your daily routine. Stretch, repeat sounds, practice speed, control breath. These simple actions create improvement. Over time, results appear. Like an athlete, focus on daily effort, not perfection, not instant success. Daily consistency, small steps, long-term growth. This is the path to fluency. Remember, your mouth is a tool. Tools become effective with practice. A skilled carpenter uses tools with precision. A skilled speaker uses language with confidence. Training creates skill. Fluency is not only thinking, it is doing, speaking, moving muscles, forming sounds, communicating. Mouth training bridges the gap between knowledge and expression. Start today. 5 minutes. Stretch. Repeat sounds. Speak. Tomorrow, repeat. Over time, physical fluency grows. This is the science of speaking. This is the path to improvement. Emotional reinforcement. Fluency is a journey, and you are not behind. You are building. Every small action matters. Identity is the foundation. You are becoming an English speaker, not just learning English. Daily speaking strengthens your voice. Repetition builds automatic fluency. Shadowing trains natural rhythm and pronunciation. Speaking ugly removes fear and allows progress. The morning ritual gives you control of your first voice. Mouth training develops physical fluency. These pillars work together. Identity, action, repetition, and discipline. You do not need perfection. You need consistency. No one becomes fluent in a single day. No one transforms without effort. Fluency is built in silence, in small moments, in private practice. No one sees the work at first. They see the result later. One day you will speak with confidence. One day conversations will feel natural. One day people will notice your growth. That day begins with today's decision: to practice, to speak, to improve, to believe in yourself. If you feel stuck, remember this: you are not alone. Every fluent speaker once started as a beginner. Every confident speaker once made mistakes. Growth is possible. Improvement is real. Your voice matters. Now take action. Comment below and make a commitment. Write, "I will practice English every day." This small statement creates accountability. It reminds you of your purpose. It reinforces your identity as a learner and speaker. If this video helped you, subscribe to our channel. We create lessons and motivational content to support your journey. Not perfect lessons, not unrealistic promises, practical systems, daily encouragement, real growth. Fluency is not magic. It is method. It is repetition. It is discipline. It is belief. You are building something valuable. Keep going. Your future voice is waiting.